Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? It's good to have you here as we take our morning coffee break. I'm drinking a little vanilla blend this morning from Cameron's Coffee. I hope your morning is going well. Well, here we are already in the second week of Advent. Our first week, we were hopeful people, and now we're people of peace. And I think that the people that put together this whole concept of the 4 weeks of Advent were very wise, because there's no way that peace can come where there is no hope. Hopeless people are not at peace. But when we recognize the hope of Christ that we find in Christmas, we find it in the joyful music of the day. We find it even as we drive around at night and we see communities lit up. We see it in the Arla Dazzle parade. Yes, I got it right this time. Arla Dazzle. We see it in things like that give us hope. People that encourage one another, they're greeting one another, and sharing seasonal wishes. That's what fills us with hope, and that hope does give us a certain measure of peace. After all, that's what Jesus says he came to bring, is peace. So I hope you're having a peace-filled morning as you take time to be in the Word, to reflect on God's promises, to enjoy a cup of coffee, to watch the birds, wondering when you're going to fill the feeder with food so they can get something to eat. It's just one of those beautiful days. And of course, coming up this next Sunday is, well, it's that joy, the little burst. So we'll hold at peace. We'll just be at peace this week, and then we'll get there. We'll get to that point. So what is it that steals your peace? I think sometimes we're our own worst enemies. We worry about things that we have absolutely no control over, or there's nothing we can do about it. Our son Noah has anxiety issues, and as a child, he would get very anxious whenever we would leave the house. But he was also very matter of fact. That was part of his autism. Very matter of fact, very literal about everything. And I'll never forget the day he came to us, his anxiety level high, and Shirley and I were going somewhere for the day. And he looked and he said, "Well, what if you both die in a car accident?" And I'm thinking, what child worries about this? And then his next question was, "Should I go to the Bertelsons if that happens?" And we said, "Yes, go across the street to the Bertelsons if we both die in a car accident." And he goes, "Okay." And then off he went. And see, sometimes peace is just that easy to find. Think through the worry that you have and what can you do about it. Make a plan and then put it away. Or maybe it's something you're puzzled about and you have no answer for. Well, write it down. Uh, One of those questions you can ask God later, and then go about your day. Uh, I think the scriptures are full of opportunities for us to find peace. We can even find some of those Psalms in the book of Psalms, good place to find Psalms, that remind us that it's okay for us to be frustrated. There was a lot of frustration in the Psalms. How long, O Lord, until you? But then the psalmist would always end by saying, "But I'll wait on you. I'll just sit here and wait on you." That's what this season is all about. That quiet waiting on God, just until He comes and makes Himself known. Now, obviously, I wasn't there the first time He came as a child, but I hope and pray that I will be there the next time He comes. My prayer is that He comes during my lifetime. If it were to really make my day, if He'd come before this little coffee chat was over, and this would be the last time we ever do that, while I enjoy these, I would enjoy His return a lot more. So here's to what I hope is my final sip of coffee. Oh, well, I guess we'll just wait some more. Well, thanks for tuning in this morning. I hope you're having a great week. We really would love to hear from you. Leave us a comment wherever you're watching this video. If there's a topic or a question or a verse you'd like us to discuss, go ahead. Let us know. We'll take a look at it. This next Wednesday morning, 2 days, when we have our 8:30 coffee chat, we're going to be taking a look at some prophecies from the prophet Isaiah. Isaiah is so filled with prophecies about the Messiah. When speaking of the Messiah, we also will be pointing you to certain selections from the Messiah, which are taken right out of the book of Isaiah. So join us next Wednesday, 2 days, this Wednesday, I guess I should say, for our look at the advent of Christ in Isaiah. And let's tune into a little of the Messiah along the way. Well, be blessed, a Merry Advent, and we'll see you next time. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. You be blessed. I better go fill my feeder. Some of those birds are looking pretty angry this morning.